So, with all that we mentioned in the last video in mind, the next thing to do is to start building an e-commerce store. The good news is that this is fairly easy. To begin with, you're first going to want to create a general website if you don't have one already. This is not only going to be used to promote your e-commerce store, but may also provide the backbone of your store itself by providing a way for people to easily access it and to find your goods. To create a website that will act as part of an e-commerce store, you're probably going to want to make something using WordPress. WordPress is a content management system, otherwise known as CMS, that makes it easy for you to build your site, customize the look, and add, edit, and remove content as you see fit. It can be likened to a blogging platform similar to something like Blogger or LiveJournal, but it's much more powerful than that and can be used to build entirely self-hosted websites. What makes WordPress so amazing is just how easy it is to set up. This is a website that can be built as easily as creating a Facebook profile, almost. This is practically a one-click installation, but from there it's incredibly powerful and can provide you with all the features you're likely to need. And I don't mean that WordPress is as good as the tools that professionals use. This is the tool that the vast majority of professionals use. Or to be more precise, 40% of websites and blogs on the net are powered by WordPress, and that includes many of the biggest blogs on the web like Mashable, Forbes, BBC America, Sony, and more. What this means for you is that you have a simple way to build a website that can be just as successful as any of those. This is a tried and proven means to build a website and removes the need to worry about whether the underlying code of your site might be holding you back. It's simply good business to choose WordPress, and it doesn't really make much sense to choose anything else. And as though that wasn't enough to make WordPress by far the best choice, it's also important to consider the huge amount of support and extra features that WordPress offers. The simple fact is that so many big websites are using WordPress, it means that there's a near infinite supply of people who can help you with any technical difficulties you might be facing, and there's just as many support forums, online guides, and more as well. WordPress is also endlessly customizable and upgradable due to the themes and plugins. Themes let you change the way that your site looks and is laid out with simple installation. Meanwhile, plugins let you install additional features which can include all kinds of things like widgets for the sidebar, like comment sections, and like entire e-commerce stores. This is the point at which your ears should be picking up. Many of the options we'll be looking at throughout this series require you to be using WordPress, so don't even think about it. So with that said, how do you build your WordPress site? Well, the first thing you'll need is hosting. And this, of course, means that you're paying for space on a server that will remain connected to the internet. In turn, that means anyone with an internet connection will be able to find your website as long as they have the right address. From there, you'll then need a domain name, which is the address people will type into their browser in order to be directed to the hosting that you're paying for. Fortunately, most hosting providers also offer domain names, removing the need for you to find both separately. What's also good is that both hosting and domain name are relatively affordable and shouldn't set you back more than $10 a month, if that. There are plenty of great hosting on domain packages out there, and to begin with, you won't need to worry too much about things like your bandwidth or your space. Usually, a fairly standard package will more than cover you until your site gains some real momentum, and once that happens, you won't need to worry about the cost of upgrading your service. While there are lots to choose from, a good choice that will suit most purposes is Bluehost. If you don't want to spend time comparing hosting packages, then head over to bluehost.com and sign up there. And as you can see, at the time that I'm making this video, they're offering a special offer, and they do all sorts of things as well, hosting, domain names, etc. And it says they've got over 2 million websites being powered worldwide. Make sure you choose a domain name that will be helpful when it comes to marketing your site. You need something that somewhat describes the nature of your business, but avoid using obvious key phrases in your title. Google has said that the best practice for businesses is to focus on creating a brand. Most web hosting accounts, including Bluehost, come with something called cPanel, and this is basically a control panel that provides access to a lot of useful features that can help you get started with your website. One of the best things included with cPanel is the option to one-click install WordPress, and that does exactly what it says it does. So log into your account and then scroll down. You'll generally find this towards the bottom of cPanel. Sometimes you'll find WordPress listed here under software. Other times, other installations, some come with an extra pack called Soft Delicious, which is what this one does. Others come with Fantastico, and it's a whole lot of different apps that you can install from within cPanel. So find where the WordPress installation script is, click on it, and it takes you through here. And then all you do is simply click on the Install Now button here, and it talks you through the whole process. It only takes about 2 minutes, and it's very straightforward. One tip to keep in mind, though, is to expand the advanced settings, as this will let you enter a store name and a username and password for your WordPress account. And cPanel isn't unique to Bluehost either. A lot of other hosting companies also provide the same features, and it will make it similarly easy for you to set up WordPress with a single click. Failing that, you might need to go through the installation manually. But this is fairly simple too. You'll need an FTP program in order to do that. Probably the best one is FileZilla, which you can download from filezilla-project.org. Or failing that, you can use the file manager that comes as part of cPanel. And basically what you have to do is you'll have to come here to wordpress.org and download the installation file, FTP it to your server, and then unpack it and follow the instructions. And just as with doing the one-click installation, it is fairly straightforward. You can also, if you wish, get your installation hosted for you on WordPress.com. And this is a great option for building a free website if you're a hobbyist. But if you want to make money, though, it's not something you should consider, as it's going to make your business appear amateurish. And it also is going to limit many of the things that you can do with it. Now just point your browser at whatever your URL is, followed by /admin/, and enter the username and password that you chose. You'll now get logged into your dashboard where you're able to edit content or change settings or alter your theme, install plugins, and a whole lot more. The first thing you'll want to do is to change some basic settings, which includes the site's name and its tagline. At the moment, it says just another WordPress site. And this is still pretty generic looking at this point. And this is where adding and editing your themes comes into play. So once you're logged into your dashboard, you simply come here to Appearance and Themes and click on that. And it comes with some already installed, and you can go through here and click Add New and then browse through some of the themes that are available from WordPress, either free or paid. And you can install them and completely change the look and navigation of your website. Failing that, you can alternatively look at another external site such as ThemeForest, which you'll find here at themeforest.net. And here you can find some more premium themes that, it'll cost you a bit more, but they'll also be more unique, more professional, and more professional looking, really. As you can see, prices start from around $2 at the time that I'm making this video. To install plugins, meanwhile, you just want to go to Plugins and Add New. And there are again plenty you can choose from, including both paid and free options. And these can do some excellent things for you, pretty much from handling your SEO to adding comments or other interactive elements to your website. You can also find plugins that give you more customization options, changing your fonts, for instance, and that speed your site up and a whole lot more. So have a play around and see what you can come up with. You'll find it's fairly easy to build a completely unique and powerful website that looks just as professional as any of the big names that we discussed earlier.